Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed the last paragraph of the chapter. If we compare the skill of or the talent between Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Alauddin Khilji, so we have seen that though he proved as a you can say cynic ruler, or he did not took the good measures, but initially he tried to secure the frontier region of India, and he was only the ruler who, unlike of Alauddin defensive measure, Muhammad bin Tughlaq measures conceived the part of military offensive against Mongol. So this much we read yesterday. Now a short glimpse we get in this chapter, that is of Sher Shah Suri. So, though his role was very much short in the this particular period of time in Delhi Sultanate, but it is very important because uh, he proved himself a capable ruler. Earlier, he was a manager, and he came from Afghanistan or Afghan, and he took shelter here with his father, and gradually he proved himself. And if you see the history of bravery, it is amazing. And he challenged to Humayun, and when Humayun was incapable, and many battle have been won by him, like Chausa, Kanauj. So these battle won by him, and he simply is remembered in history by his achievement that the upkeepment of army, and the first was prior to this was of the condition of farmer, because we have seen prior to him, all the rulers, they used to collect the taxes from the farmers, and the condition of farmer was not good. So he, when he was appointed by the ruler as a noble in his you can say kingdom, so he took the charge of taking care of the farmers, and simultaneously the army, he changed the most of the system. And basically, you can say this was the drawback of him, that he recruited only in the army Afghanis. Later, the consequences were not good of this, but simultaneously he had given the attention towards that. You can say people were treated equally. So it is before, you can say him only, but after him it did not carry for the long term. So let's see what has been given and the contribution of Sher Shah Suri in the history, that Akbar followed his strategies, and Sher Shah Suri followed for some extent Alauddin Khilji's strategy. So because all of three are very important in the medieval history. So take a look of table 1. You will notice that after Tughlaq's Syed and Lodi dynasty ruled from Delhi and Agra until 1526. By then, Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, and Rajasthan, the entire South India had independent rulers who established flourishing state and prosperous capitals. This was also the period which saw the emergence of new rulers, groups like the Afghans and Rajputs. In that period, particular period of time in 1526, many emerging as a new ruler in different part of northern India and western India. Some of the state established the peace. This period were small but powerful and extremely well administered. Sirsa Suri. Sirsa Suri is generally called, but somewhere Suri is written. So 1540 to 45, only 5 years he got to rule, which was the golden period of his tenure. Started his career as a manager in the small territory of his uncle in Bihar, and eventually challenged and defeated the Mughal emperor Humayun. Now, when we discuss Humayun in the further segment, we will see Humayun's rule. We know that in history, because Humayun was the son of Babur, and Babur was a successful person in his life because he introduced so many warfare activities, and he introduced evolution in India and use of cannon and many things. But as the success Babur got, Humayun did not get. So in 1530, 40, 55 and 56, Sher Shah captured Delhi and established his own dynasty, that is Sher Shah Suri dynasty. And although Sur dynasty ruled for only 15 years, that is 40 to 55, he introduced an administration that borrowed elements from Alauddin Khilji and made them more efficient. Means he picked up all the strategy from Alauddin Khilji and in more refined manner, in good manner, he established them. Sher Shah administration became the model of followed by great Emperor Akbar, as I told you. In 1556 to 1605, this is the tenure, this is the brain period of Akbar. And then he consolidated Mughal Empire. So more description is not given in this chapter, but basically we know that uh, how he you can say did not rule so long, because it is said that in one of the battle when he was fighting, Sher Shah Suri was fighting, so the cannon burst on his face, and this chance got Humayun again, and he became the ruler of Delhi. So after that, for some time, you can say after 2 or 3 years, Humayun automatically died in his palace when he was climbing down from his library, and he died in that particular sudden accident of his life. And after that, his son Akbar became the ruler, but the interesting story we will discuss in the coming chapters. So till here this chapter was that, and after that there are question answers, like the define the terms. I'll send you in some another video. Now the question answer, only very short question you will do tomorrow. Like first question is, which ruler the first established his or her capital in Delhi? That is, the Mara Rajputs were the first rulers established the capital at Delhi. Second is, what was the language of administration under the Delhi Sultan? That is Persian. Persian was the language, and you will repeat the answer same. In whose reign did the Sultanate reach at its farthest extent? So during the reign of Muhammad Tughlaq, Delhi Sultanate reached its farthest extent, or either you can write the Delhi Sultanate reached its farthest extent during the reign of Muhammad Tughlaq. Anyway, you can write. From which country did Ibn Battuta travel to India? So Ibn Battuta traveled to India from Morocco, that is Africa. So this is the homework for you. Okay.